about you introduce yourself?
Okay, well, I mean, you guys know me. I'm Megna. I'm one of the officers at SGDA, but outside of SGDA, I'm a student at Ringling College of Art, or I used to be a student at Ringling College of Art and Design. I graduated this past semester, and this game is basically my capstone / thesis project. So I did this during mainly my senior year, but also a little bit in my junior year. So yeah. And you can go ahead and press start.
I live in the countryside with my brother. My brother has been sick for a long time, but recently it took a turn for the worst. When all hope seemed lost, a strange sorcerer showed up at our door.
Oh, they can't see it for some reason. In the...
Must go to the temple of...
In this...
Let
yeah.
me try.
Okay.
Can they see it now? Or give it a second?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Are we able to exit and go back to the trailer? Because the trailer was really pretty.
Maybe this is some sort of test to enter.
Oh, I mean, it was the intro? Oh. I mean, you could... Yeah. You could restart the game, but I think oh, it's still not on now. Again, Anuj.
Sorry. Sorry about that, folks.
Sorry, Megna, the one that's yours.
It's okay.
Let me all enter.
Yay, we can see it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, how does it look on the stream?
It looks pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
It's working good. I will say, after this, you guys have to play Megna's game because the trailer was really cool and there was great voice acting and it was beautiful. Maybe we can relook at it at the end.
Yeah, I think it resets back to the menu at the end, so...
Oh, we can do it.
You can just go back and play it again, yeah, if you finish it. Or you can just restart the game.
Alright, I will ask the first question then. Where are you located? I know you said Ringling College of Arts and Design,
the sheep should be
some of us might not know where that is.
Straight ahead.
Oh yeah, so I'm initially from the San Jose Bay Area, but Ringling is in Florida, so I actually spent most of pretty much all of my college undergraduate years there. So yeah, and so that's kind of where this game was created.
All right. And what was your role?
Looks like this door is locked too.
Pretty much everything.
Maybe there's more of those
I think the only thing that I didn't do on this game is the music and sound effects. Those are all open source composers and from sound libraries and such. But pretty much everything else in this game is done by me, and then a little bit of coding help from my professors. Yeah.
All right. For other developers in the chat, what sources did you use for the audio?
That painting looks.
So the audio comes from mainly Universal Music, and then we actually Ringling themselves has something called Killer Tracks, which is basically an open source way to use sound effects and things like that.
All right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And how did this game get started? Where did you get the idea from?
So initially it was started from kind of the fact that throughout my time as a gamer, I haven't really seen a lot of South Asian inspired games or stuff like that. So, and one of the biggest inspirations for this game was a game called I'm forgetting the name now again.
Was it Raji?
Yeah, it was Raji. Thank you. I always blank out on specific game titles, but Raji and Ancient Epic was a really big inspiration for this particular game, and I would actually I actually used it in my pitch deck. So yeah, but it was mainly developed based on kind of I sensed that there was a hole in gaming where there's not a lot of South Asian themed games or South Asian made games, but that's slowly changing for the better. So yeah,
that's really cool. I know that they're being able to make stuff like this is really important, that we see this diversity of perspectives in the game. So I'm really cool. Also, did you do research in order to best match this culture and the themes that you were going for?
Yeah. And so basically, when it came to designing the entire temple, I specifically based it on the Tamil Nadu region in India, which is where I was actually born. So that region in particular, a lot of the temples are very colorful. So I made it so sorry, I was but so basically I use that to influence the design of the temple.
It is really beautiful, by the way. I'm
Yeah,
seeing it in a
thank you.
small screen on my phone, and
I think that's
it
the last
reminds
puzzle.
me of Escape Simulator. I think that's the name.
Oh, yeah.
I want to play this after that.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. How long have you been working on this game?
This is so in comparison to other games, it is a bit longer than I guess most other student games because of how Ringling organizes its curriculum. So actually the concepting for this game started all the way back in I think 2022. And the actual production started in fall 2022 and then it ended this year in 2023. Yeah, so it's a pretty long time. Yeah, pretty much a full year, yeah.
Wow, it definitely paid off. Like, everything looks so polished.
Yeah, thank you.
And do you have plans for this game's future development, even though it looks pretty much done?
I think one of the big things is that I wanted to improve it more for my portfolio. I guess some stretch goals that I had was that I was actually planning on adding more plants to the scene. And I also wanted to actually redo the intro a little bit because I wanted to polish it up a bit more. I also wanted to add specifically to the flooring. It's not aged enough to my liking, so I kind of want to actually go back in and fix that up. But outside of like main development, it's pretty much a finished game.
All right, yeah. These sounds like really good additions. I'm so caught up in how beautiful it is.
Thank you.
Let's see. Is there anything or anyone that you'd like to shout out to?
I would like to shout out my classmates at Ringling College of Art Design. They really helped me out with coming up with ideas and helping me out with the general, the general, like, I guess, design of the temple and such. And also my mentor, Molly Warner, who gave me a lot of really good feedback. Also my professors who also helped me out when I ran into issues with programming or if when it came to, upping it up to a higher level of work. Yeah.
And what would you say was the most difficult part of development?
It's 100%, I think so I don't know Anuj, if you can look up a little bit in the game, sorry.
Where?
Yeah, if you see those carvings on the side on the walls, those were by far the hardest parts of the game because those require like a lot of precision to like place onto these models. And in particular, since I was actually doing it in a way where I was using multiple programs, it was like a really tedious process, but I think overall it came out really well. And so I'm glad I went through it, but also it was really hard.
Sculpting in the most literal sense.
Yep.
It definitely turned out really well. Like, the intricate details is what makes this so beautiful.
Thank you.
I hope you. So, are you particularly interested in interior modeling, interior texturing? Because it's really beautiful. Sorry, I
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you though. I think I really like interior modeling a lot. I kind of am still trying to figure out like what I want to specifically specialize in, but interior is kind of one of them because I like building out a room and such.
You're going to approach the sheep now.
Yay! Yeah, it'll start the ending cutscene.
It was surprisingly docile. I gave the sheep to the sorcerer. In exchange, he gave me medicine to give to my brother. My brother is no longer sick, which is a huge relief. Though I still wonder, to this day, what that sorcerer did with the golden sheep.
Yay!
Let's go view the starting cutscene again.
Oh, it did the thing again. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll ask the next question while you're doing that. So let's see. Which part of the game are you most proud of?
I think definitely the statue and like all the statues in the game I'm kind of the most proud of because I was like, oh, I feel finally like good at sculpting. So I think that's kind of where I felt like my skills sort of leveled up was in the sculpting that went into this game, in particular the sheep statues. And also another thing is the sheep itself, because I had to learn how to do fur cards, which if you're a 3D modeler, fur cards are like a nightmare to learn, and especially for something like a sheep. So that was something I really enjoyed learning about, and also I think it's kind of one of the things I'm really proud of like doing and like challenging myself to do.
Is everything working okay now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And let's see. Why did you choose this breed of sheep as the figurehead of the temple?
So I guess so if everyone noticed, the sheep kind of looks a little interesting because you kind of can't really see its eyes, and that's that breed of sheep is called the Valais black-nosed sheep. It's actually from Switzerland, I believe. So it's not necessarily native to South Asia. But the reason I chose it was because since this is a fantasy game, I can do that. But then also, I kind of liked how sort of ethereal and kind of alien that they look. And I kind of figured that for a fantasy game, they would be the perfect figurehead for this temple. Yeah.
And how do you feel? You want a few more questions, or would you like us to watch the beginning trailer?
Yeah, we can watch the trailer. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Or the beginning opening
I
cutscene.
live in
Yeah.
the countryside with my
Oh,
brother.
sorry. Cutscene.
Yeah, no worries.
My brother has been sick for a long time.
It's
but
working this
recently
time.
it took a turn
Yeah,
for
it's
the
working.
worse.
Thank you.
When all hope seemed lost,
Thank you for
a strange
managing all the
sorcerer showed
troubleshooting,
up at our door.
Anoush.
He can cure my brother.
It's helping me
For a
for the
price.
future.
I must go to the Temple of Kasi and get one of the sacred golden sheep for him.
And I guess a little side note is that this particular
One of these statues is out
shot,
of order.
that like concept
Maybe this
art,
is some sort of
was
test
actually
picture.
initially in my first pitch for the game. I was actually going to do an exterior and an interior, and then it ended up being too much. So my professors have asked me to cut it down to like just an interior.
Definitely important to consider
The sheep
scope.
should be behind the
and
golden door
it's
straight
still,
ahead.
I think it actually works better than if you were to be outside. Were you intending there to be puzzles outside of the building as well?
So initially how it was going to work out was I was going to have the character kind of like approach the exterior of the temple and be like, and initially that starter puzzle where one sheep is just out of order, that was going to be the first puzzle before you enter the temple that actually opens the temple gates. But yeah, it just ended up being really overscoped. So, and my professors were like, you know, if this game is like everything else in this
Nothing
game is
looks like
good,
a
you just
statue,
have to
except the
remove the
statue behind the
exterior.
statue.
And I was like, okay. Yeah.
I like at least you can see outside.
Yeah, that was actually something added later on in development because I finally had time to put in plants because I'm still kind of learning the
Sounds
the
like
ropes
the
for
door down the hall
plants.
is opening. Better go
And
check
I
it
love
out.
the shadows as well. Like it adds so much, makes the room feel so much bigger
Thank you.
by having that open. And how are we doing on? I have to ask, how are we doing on time? Because I don't know when we started.
Oh, I think we can start closing it up now. I can actually say my ending part if you would like.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah,
You
so
don't-
if you are, I'm currently doing like freelance work, so if you are interested in any like 3D stuff, and if you would like my help on anything, feel free to like just message me on Discord. I'm in the SGDA officer, so obviously you can kind of see. I'm on LinkedIn as Megna Anil. I'll drop that in the Discord. And also, if you would like to play my game, it's up on itch. It is a chunky game. It is a whole gigabyte. But I would really like it to see more eyes
I
on
can
it.
hear a door
And I
opening on
guess
the other
so.
side.
I'll drop my socials. I'm Magna Carta Art on pretty much everything. So yeah. Thank you
Put
so
it
much
back
for
in
having
Twitch
me.
chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Magna.
Thank you.